Beep beep, everybody. Hope you're all having a great day today. We are at Volo Antique Malls in Volo, Illinois, and I did say antique malls plural. This is the first of three buildings that are all attached to each other. There's like a long hallway between this and the second building, and a shorter one between the second and the third building. I did not film the other two buildings from the outside, but we're going to start here with this first building and look for baseball cards. Here's a bunch of early 2000s packs. And here's like a bunch of cars. I always film these things when I come into an antique mall. And just so you know, I actually didn't buy anything at this mall, but there's a lot of interesting stuff in addition to the mall here, which I will showcase at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that if you're curious to see what else is here. Now, we were on our way to Wisconsin to pick up a puppy, and this was on our way. And here's another case that has boxes of different cards and things, and Matchbox cars and Hot Wheels cars and what have you. I love Uranus. I thought that was funny. I probably should have bought it. Here's some autographed baseballs. There's a Rick Sutcliffe one there for $150. I'm not sure what the going rate for these are because I do not collect them. There's a Cal Ripken Jr. signed photograph, I guess you could say. So you might, if you're interested in signed baseballs, you probably want to go back and maybe pause that to get a better idea of what the going prices were. Those I didn't pay too close attention because, like I said, it's not something I collect. And there is a bunch of toys and games in this booth, and I'm giving you a sort of overview of it. There's an Aaron Judge, whatever you call those figures, I guess. Pedro Martinez. Some old school lunch boxes, Fritos. That's a different one I've never seen before. I'm not a collector of lunch boxes, but sometimes some of these booths have a pretty neat display of them, and I will try and film them. Here is a large, I don't know what you want to call it, just filled with cards. I didn't find anything here myself. There's a bit of a pile of junk wax mixed in with there, but there's a lot of non-sports cards. That Keith Hernandez 85 record breaker for $1.25 is kind of on the high end, I think. I saw some Simpsons cards there. I think it looks like a Dino sticker from the Flintstones. We passed by not too long ago there. Some buttons, and yeah, a lot of non-sports cards in this large, I don't know what you call it. Now, we're in the hallway to the second building, and right across the parking lot is something called Jurassic Gardens. And there's the tail end of a dinosaur there, and you can just see the tail slightly wagging. And I will show you a little bit more of this. We did not go into this park. It's much more extensive than what you're seeing here. Now we're in the second building. And there's a Nolan Ryan Baseball Heroes card going for $12. That's kind of like crazy, unless that's a set. I'm not sure if it's the whole set. Some football cards there. We're near the Chicago area, so there's some Chicago collectibles in here, like these Cubs mugs. A variety of sporting ephemera, newspapers. There's a Willie Mays collectible plate. Here's a Pink Floyd poster from the Pulse tour, or the Pulse album or something. Let me see. That was $55. I have no idea what those go for, but I thought that was pretty neat. That was one of their better live albums. Here's assorted baseball cards here, sort of like hand collated packs. Mostly junk wax as far as I can see here. Nothing really caught my eye. I have more than enough 1990 Donruss that it's um, making my floors get heavy. Couple variety of cards in this one. I think that's a Chris Bryant rookie card there for $10. I don't know what that goes for, to be honest. So a lot of the prices at this place seemed a little high to me. I'm thinking you could probably get a Chris Bryant rookie card for maybe $3 elsewhere. But there's like a big mix of stuff, some unopened packs, basketball there. Here's some complete sets. Again, the prices on these I thought were pretty high. That 1990 score traded, I believe that was $12. And you shouldn't buy that for more than $5 if you can. I think they probably should be worth less than $5 too. 90 Fleer update for $10. Came across these cards in here. This caught my attention. $5 for this entire sleeve. It's been completely taped over so you can't remove the cards to inspect them any closer. But as I was digging a little deeper into these cards, I noticed that one of the pockets had mold in it, and so I just left. Mold, it just, stay away from it. Bunch of bins of a variety of sports cards here. Baseball, basketball, football. I did dig through here. I don't remember what it was, but one card I picked out of there caught my eye, but I flipped it over and noticed it had a stain on it, so I ended up not buying anything from that group of bins. And we are in the third building right now. There's a big, I don't know what you call it, it's full of Pokemon cards. There's a bunch of Hot Wheels cars there. Here's some vintage. There's a 73 Ron Santo. Some graded football cards from way back. Some Baseball Digest. I used to subscribe to that when I was a kid. And here's a whole bunch of cards in this booth here. As you can see, there are multiple sports represented. Nothing really caught my eye. I mean, there was a lot to look at. And I think there's some vintage in these cases too, plus modern. It was kind of all mixed up. But like I said, nothing really caught my eye. There weren't any prices that really made me think, I need to look at that one. So I didn't. See a 1980 Topps Robin Yount there. There's a traded card. There's a Winfield rookie. So there was definitely a lot of interesting stuff to look at. I will grant them that. This was a big antique mall. And if you're here just for more than sports cards, there is much to look at. I did say there was a lot of modern in some of these booths, but again, the prices just didn't make me want to really get them open to have a closer look at anything. But maybe that's what the prices are in this area of the country. I've never been to an antique mall in Illinois, but I find better prices for stuff like this in my area. And I know from previous videos, some of the commenters said I overpaid for some of the stuff in my area. So obviously there are some places in the country that are a lot cheaper than both Illinois here and in my home area of Pennsylvania. And it's just something to keep in mind. Prices vary regionally. In my area, we have a lot of... those prices weren't too bad there for some of the boxes, $4.99. That's about what they go for. But in my area, Pittsburgh Pirates stuff usually goes for a lot more than it does outside the Pittsburgh area. So I'm imagining Chicago White Sox and Cubs and Milwaukee Brewers things go for a lot more in these antique malls. Lots and lots of cars in this one. I had to film it. Sorry. I don't collect these, but I just think it's really neat the way these are displayed. And they were all over the place in this rather large booth. So if this is something you collect, this is probably a place worth checking out. I could not tell you if these were good prices or not because, like I said, I don't collect this. I probably shouldn't have been spinning so fast. It makes it look a little bit blurry. But to keep this a short video, I try to go fast and at a pace that I think is representative of what you might find here. They even had them on the ceiling. Pretty cool looking, I'd say. I don't think I'll ever get into collecting these because I think they would take up more space than sports cards do. Here is a bunch of sports cards in one of these. The shelves in this rotate. I think these were originally intended for jewelry stores. One card did catch my eye, and I did have them pull it out, and it was a 76 George Brett. I'm not sure if it will show up on the film here, but I had a closer look at it, and I decided I thought I could get a better shape one elsewhere. I mean, I'm willing to, negotiate on condition for older cards. That was the one. It looked pretty good, but once I looked at it closer, I was hoping for something a little bit better than that. Given that it was only $15. There's Wally Moon and his amazing unibrow. And you notice I put my finger there and I was like, wow, it's Wally Moon. But as you can see, there's a lot of vintage in here. And I think the prices seemed fair to me. Some of these older ones I'm not real familiar with. Pre-World War II kind of stuff. I'm not very good with 50s cards either. But yeah, I had a good look overall. See that Ryan Sandberg rookie was $35 there, and that's about retail. So these Chicago things are definitely worth more at this antique mall than they would be in Pennsylvania or elsewhere. But this was pretty cool to look at. I like looking at stuff like this in these rotating, whatever you call them. There's a bunch of random things in there. I just picked up that card at Mall Me Antique Mall. It was taped to one of those $4.50 boxes. So if you've watched that video, you know what I was talking about. They were selling that for $2.50 there. I think a good deal on that would have been more like $1. But hey, what do I know? Here's some more stuff. There's I think a Jeter rookie card of some sort there. There's a few boxes in there. Mostly modern cards in this one. And nothing really reached out and grabbed me in here, but still pretty neat to look at. If you are in this area, by all means check this place out. I think it's definitely worth the visit. Even if you don't find anything, it's just a pretty cool place. Bunch of autographs back there. Those are pretty neat. There's some pins. Some official programs. Lots of ephemeral stuff, I guess you could say. There's a Larry Bird card for $159 that's signed. Basketball's not my thing, so I don't know if that's a good price or not. I leave that up to the viewers. You're more than welcome to comment. Let me know what you think of this place. And if you regularly go here, maybe you can give some tips on what to look out for. This was my first time here, so I'm a rookie at this place. Some pretty cool stuff in here. A couple graded cards. Again, Matchbox Hot Wheels cars. There's some 91 Fleer, kind of overpriced for what those are worth, $5 for these hand collated packs in what look like they look like the things that you buy your penny sleeves in. So I guess they're reusing the penny sleeve packaging. Not sure if that's what I would put cards in, but it seems to be working here, and it's mostly junk wax. Now I'm weird, okay? You guys should know that already now. And I saw this yellow hamper, and I was like, "Whoa, that's neat!" And that $45 for that. But that, brings me back to my childhood when we had hampers sort of like this, not that dirty inside. And we definitely didn't have a yellow one, but it was pretty cool. Now, across that parking lot, there is a restaurant where we had a couple slices of pizza, and they had these displays in the restaurant. And this is one of those, I guess, machines, bullcrapium capacitor. So if you are here for like an entire day, there's a Zoltar. I last saw one of these at a restaurant in the Scranton area that I think was featured on The Office. But here's another Zoltar here at the Volo grounds. Now, there's also an automobile museum here too, so if you're into that, check that out. I don't know how much it costs to get into that museum, but we didn't have the time to do that. So we just checked out the free areas. We did not see these activate. I think my wife saw this next group activate, but it wasn't activated while I was filming. And I think these are automated and they play music. So unfortunately, I didn't get that on film. But as you can see here, this Four Little Shavers built for Chuck E. Cheese Experimental Ice Cream Emporium. One of only 3 of these exist. So in a way, this restaurant sort of has a little bit of a museum feel to it. And we could see a sneak peek at the Auto Museum through there. There's a Batmobile. Yeah, they've got a Batmobile. And here's another one of these automated, whatever you call these. I don't know what they're called. Less than 10 of this exist in the world. One recently sold in Japan for $100,000. Built in Paris in 1923. So that's a long lost art, I think. Here is, let's see, what is this thing? The Terminator. This was actually from the movie. I think it's the second one. I think it says it right down here. From Judgment Day. So I thought that was pretty neat. And a giant Daffy Duck. I thought that was pretty neat. This is the first giant Daffy Duck that I've come across in my entire life. Now here's one of those dinosaurs at the Jurassic Park thing, and I'm going to be quiet now because I left the audio in this clip. I don't know if you'll hear the sound he makes. And here's a very large rocket that's just outside the entrance to this restaurant. And up, and away we go. And there's a bat signal. So this is pretty much the end of the video right now, and thanks so much for watching. Like I said, leave comments below if you've been here and have some tips about this place. This is my first time here. Not sure if I'll ever get a chance to come back out this way. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all have a great day. Beep, beep.